power steering pump and reservoir. So my plan is it's gonna be hard for you guys to see, but here are some bolts down here. See those two bolts? Right there and there. Remove those and then come up and remove this bolt, and then this whole piece here will come off, and I'll be able to slide off the power steering pump belt and then pull this out. The only thing I need to do is, after all of that, disconnect this rubber line from the hard line that goes to the rack itself. So it's hard to see, but the bolt I need is right there, but the wrench can't clear it because there's another bolt which I'm hanging on to right now. So I'm gonna try to get this one off first. I'm trying to get this bolt off down there. It's in the way of that bolt. Got it. Alright, so I got the wrench on. I need more leverage. There we go. Steering belts. Disconnect this hard line on the top here because I can't pull out the pump without taking that off. What I'm going to do is disconnect this line here to the reservoir just to pull up the pump. And that also lets out a lot of fluid, which I was expecting. And that's the pump. I'm going to pull this hose off here while holding the camera. I know I shouldn't be using vice grips for this, but just pinning that up there so I won't spill fluid everywhere. There we go. There's a bracket there. I'm going to remove this guy. There's two bolts there. Boom. And that's the color of what my engine bay should be. Steering rack is on its way out. Right here is the pump removed, and the bracket that holds the reservoir in, the reservoir, and some hosing. Some of the other hosing is still left in the car, which I'm just going to pull out once I pull the rack out. So this hose, there's another one in here that I got. So that's where we're at right now. Today we are going to take out my power steering rack.
So Trav is getting the stuff.
Getting the stuff.
I don't know what that stuff is. He's getting gloves.
putting my gloves on because this is going to be very, very messy today because I took out the power steering pump and the reservoir, but there's still a lot of like residual fluid everywhere in the pump or in the rack, so.
Well, and it's also all on the ground. Travis had to move the car, and as you see that line, that is going to the power steering. So this thing's gotta go, huh, Trav?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a dirty grease monkey by the end of the day, so. Pull these clips off. And another one up here.
Sorry, you guys, it's a little dark. We don't have a light, but hopefully you can
get the picture. There's a cover on the steering column. Pull this out.
Oh yeah, it's just that little rubber boot that's covering the steering column. That's what he's taking out. And that's what these clips were from. They're holding it in place.
Right, so you can see here like this, and then the one at the top. And then I'm going to take out these two 10 millimeter. Probably gonna have to turn the wheel though, because it comes in a hard spot. Yeah, I gotta turn the wheel. They're both facing away from me.
Where is it gotta turn?
Gotta go that way.
Right?
Yeah, turn it to yeah. Got these two bolts out, and then you just disconnect the steering column to the pinion, which is like this. This thing is loose, so just be careful not to lose it. Show that, see?
Hey.
Hey. I am taking the wheels off now. We disconnected the steering column. So now we're gonna get started on disassembly of the rack itself to pull it out.
One thing that they do have to know, right, is to keep those wheels straight.
Yes, big thing. If you don't want your alignment to be crazy out of whack, make sure the steering wheel and the wheels are straight, because it's going to want to turn on you as you work on it. So just be mindful of that, and you're probably going to need an alignment afterwards. So now we are going to break the tie rod bolts, as you can see right here. You want to do that while the rack is still attached to the car, because it's not flopping around. You can get some leverage on it and break the bolt. You don't want to undo it all the way, because you want to know where you are, because this will determine your alignment. So you want to keep the nut as close to where it is right now. We're using a 7/8. Technically it's a 19, but we don't have that,
right.
So we're gonna try our
That's all I had.
It's fault. Oh, let me see here. This. And for some reason, this nut is very different.
I was just gonna say, like, where is it? Doesn't look like it's there.
Yeah, it's like a size.
Is it me, or is that whole tie rod end look different?
They changed, that's what this is. I know one of them was replaced. I guess they only did one, they didn't do both. I guess it came with this nut that's smaller.
Solving the mysteries. Finally broke that free. Trav only had to get entirely under the car to get better leverage.
Yeah, that's how you do it. 1, 2, 3.
Now he's just counting those threads so that we can make sure the alignment stays roughly where it was.
We gotta take out the cotter pins on the end of the tie rods. It's these pins here. Pull it through as best as you can. It's not.
Dude, he's gonna fight with that for a minute. You get it, pull that off.
We got the cotter pin out, and now we're going to undo the 17 millimeter bolt that holds the tie rod in with a gun. Because the gun is cool.
Yes.
It requires no effort.
Right.
you're done.
Time to take out the old hammer.
This isn't the appropriate hammer for the job, but this is what we got. So.
As Jeremy Clarkson would say, there's a hammer for every occasion.
So we're gonna smash this because the tool I bought, I think it's missing something. Thanks, advance. Or it may not be for the tie rods, it may just be for the lower ball joints. All right, I'm gonna hit this really hard. Hopefully I don't hit myself. Well, that's way easier than the other one.
Now on top of the car
is me.
It's Trav.
We'll try this at home, kids.
Hey, Trav planking his car. What you looking for, Trav?
We're doing this a little bit different than, say, Eric the car guy. We are taking the rack out with the hoses that are left because I already removed the pump and the reservoir, so we're just gonna pull everything straight out. But I think the hoses are bolted down to the subframe, so I'm gonna just undo those bolts and then we can be able to pull it free once we're done, I think.
Hey, this is where the pump was, and here got the line loose. Trav's just got them all out of the way for now.
I think everything is disconnected. All we have to do is there's a bracket here that holds the steering rack on. I'm just gonna undo these bolts. I think that's one there, and there, here and here, and blammo, we'll be good to go.
The rack comes down, and then we'll get into rebuilding the new one. Woo! That's loud.
Cover your ears, folks.
Yep. Like a concussion grenade went off in the ear right there.
This bolt's longer than the other ones. Best tool you can buy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Impact gun. We're gonna take the exhaust off here. We're just gonna separate it at this joint here with the header and the back
Cover
part.
my ears, son. So he's disconnecting the exhaust at the moment. Gotta drop that pipe so that we can pull the rack out between where it separates. Pretty much there.
Yeah.
And that just comes apart.
So there's a bracket here that's holding this side on. I forgot about it. It's just got two 14 millimeters, so I'm gonna blast those off, and it should probably fall on my face. Yep, now it's officially loose.
Yeah, I mean, unless you can just pass it through the car to come out my side, you don't have to take the rods off, but otherwise, I think you will.
Well, I won't be able to pass it because of the pinion. Pinion's here going up into the
Yeah,
cabin.
I see that. Everything is loose. We are just taking the tie rod ends off so that you can get the whole steering rack pulled out of the car. It is loosening. Leave that nut where it is, because that helps you to mark your alignment so it's not all kinds of screwed up when you go to put this back. So make sure your line, if you still had your pump attached, is clear of all other things as best you can. And then start to pull the whole rack down. I'm holding the one up here. Can you pull it towards, because there's a,
This boot.
yeah, and there's a little line that's going into the cabin of the car maybe, that is holding you up.
Drain pan would be preferable, YouTube viewers, but we're not the smartest. Boom. WrestleMania with that guy.
We're gonna save all this stuff and we're gonna weigh it, and we can let y'all know how much weight Trav's taken out of the car.
Hey, so to catch you up, we had to drop the exhaust and drop the shift linkage to get out the steering rack. The video I watched of someone else doing this was of an automatic, and so that wasn't an issue. But it's starting to come out now, so I'm gonna pull it out. Hopefully.
So close.
It's the pinion at the top, man.
That's the trouble with this, is we gotta remember that we need to put the new one back in. So
Yeah, and the trouble is this shift linkage here. It's still connected here because I can't undo it.
old pinion we had to take out. It's a total bitch.
Good job. Son of a bitch.
I got it.
Oh. Yes.
What was that, like an hour?
Hour of struggle.
Hour of struggle to get that out.